This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it's Friday night. It's Friday night, and Penelope's jumping out of her chair here because she's jumping for excitement. We are going to do a live stream hop. Yeah. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Mina. Hi, Dawn and Christy. Hi, Christy. Hi, Nicole and Sharon Lombard. Hello, hello. So we're just going to spend a few moments letting folks come in. This is going to be a work-along project. It's going to be a live stream hop, and if you go to the description box below, you will see an invitation to join. You can find the supply list out on the Google Drive. I'm going to bring that up, so I will have it available. It's coming. There we go. Okay, I'll have that available for me. And let's go back to the live chat. And then you will see the steps. Now I'm going to do an introduction, which is what I'm kind of doing here, just introducing it. And I'm going to show a very simple cover. Very simple. This should be a journal that you can complete in all 7 steps tonight as you walk down through the different live streams. Then after me is going to be Shelley, and she's going to bind and show you how to put together the signatures and do closures. And then following her will be Jersey, and she's going to do some borders, some tip-ins, some flips, and some really other cool things I think she has planned. And then after that, Lori, paintgirlee, is going to be putting together some clusters that we can use in our journal. And following her will be Lahr, who will be doing paperclip flags. And then Lizzi Brewer, who's going to be doing some tassels. And then at the very end of the hop, let's hope it's not a flop hop, of the hop will be SharonMarlow, and she has StreamYard, and she's going to be inviting us in to show our progression on the work-along journal that each one of us are working on, and answering any questions. And she might have a few questions to ask us. So that's what we're expecting to happen tonight. So welcome everybody who's come in. I'm going to give this a few minutes for people to find us. Hi Pandora, I think you're Dot, right? Do I have your name right, Dot? And Susan Gerald, hi. She's waving to everybody. Dot is. Hi, Janet. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's Jersey and Patricia and Ruth Lamb and Lizzie and Arlene and Karen Sue. Welcome, Karen Sue and Christy. Hi, Christy. Hi, Elaine. Eileen. Welcome, Eileen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Deborah Brown. She says, good evening, Meri and Fibs. Happy to finally start the hop. Hi, Mary Lou, Auntie Loopy. Welcome, welcome. And Verika. Welcome, ladies. Hi, Candy Feinberg and Joyce and Nancy. Welcome, everybody who's come in. I think I'm up to the top there. Yeah, there's a lot of friends here. And I've got that we've only started, well, I'll start at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to run for about 45 minutes, but my last 15 minutes or so are going to be winding down. In fact, I think for what I'm going to show you, like I said, this is going to be a real simple hop. Now I'm going to make the cover. In fact, I'm going to make 1 or 2 covers, but I'm not going to be binding my cover. We're going to leave that to Shelley, Crafty Mama. she volunteered to do the binding, which really makes a lot of sense because she's putting together signatures and she's doing the closure. So I'm just kind of doing an introduction and welcoming everybody. If you have any questions, you might want to go look at the supply list. It's a big supply list that we have here, but you know you have everything. Paper and scissors, glue, adhesive, your choice. It might be helpful to have some stronger adhesive and then maybe your double-sided tapes or your regular glues. I like this extreme glue, and this is the liquid extreme glue, but I also like the glue stick. So things like this you really have on hand. What else? Let's run through it. My glue stick fell down into my paint bucket. Let's put it right there. A ruler, paper trimmer, stapler. You guys have all this. Markers, pens, and pencils, craft paint brushes. I think I asked for those. Cardboard from packaging, cereal, cardboard like this. You can use this for 2 or 3 things. I think Lahr is recommending some cardboard to make when she makes the paper flags. And I'm going to use mine to make a cover. Yeah, I'm going to have, one of my covers is going to be the Snack Crapple Pop, just because I want to. But my main cover, well, we'll get into that later. Let's finish going down the list. Large paper clips, summer images. For my summer images, I'm going to use this stack of greeting cards. I was showing this one day in my morning stream. These are just a stack of greeting cards that were passed along to me. And look, there's sunflowers and butterflies. And here's a VW bus. So I've got all sorts of summer images here, more than I'll ever need. More than I'll ever need. But if you don't have summer images, they're not that hard to find through magazines, or you could paint or draw. It's kind of a optional thing. I'm sure that that's for the pages and for the embellishments. Images, any kind of the following for decorating: fussy cut images, stickers, stamps, stencils, water soluble medium of your choice, gesso size 10 envelopes, the thicker yarn fibers. I think Lizzie is going to make some tassels, so you'll want yarn, or now this is paper, but you know, for fabric for tassels will work too. Beads. Let's see, where was I here? Beads with a large hole, such as pony beads or wooden beads, a small crochet hook, a ring such as a split key ring or a book ring. Glue, hot glue is recommended. We kind of got that twice. Bits of fiber, ribbon, buttons, small stamps, an ink pad, paper of your choice. Now what I'm going to use, I won't be doing it for the cover. I'll be doing this in Shelley's step. But I did some beet dyeing with root beets, B-E-E-T-S, out of our garden. And this is just plain white copy paper that I dyed. And that's going to be some of my pages. I think I'm going to use some of those cards for the other. Let's see, what else? Phone book, embroidered floss, baker's twine, or wax linen thread. That's for binding. A phone book or a book cradle. That will be for binding. Shelley will be doing that. A large blunt tapestry needle. Penelope holds on to all my needles for me. So I like this needle because it's got a curved edge here, right here at the point. And I can get in there when I need to. So you'll need a binding needle, buttons, hair elastic, a 9x12 manila envelope, ribbon of your choice, scrapbook paper or thin cardboard, and summer images again. So there we go. We kind of did a rundown. I would say print off that list or keep it a soft copy so that when you can kind of gather up things if you haven't already. Susan says, look in Mary's description box for the links to the next person in line. Yes, thank you, Susan. We have all the steps. I'm kicking it off, and then after me is Shelley, and then Jersey, and Lori, and Lizzie, and Sharon, I believe. There we go. Thank you, Sharon. Hi, Suze. Welcome, Suze. Hi, Janet Nash. Hi, Gail. Welcome, everybody who's come in. Thank you, Janet. And Janet also gave a link to the supply list. Now, if you can't get to that supply list is a PDF file on my Google public folder, my Google Drive public folder, which is open to everybody, and I just put documents in there for like this. And the supply list, if you happen to be in the Phibbsville Friends Facebook group, there's a link to that in the description box below. There's a file out in our Facebook group, and it is also on my community tab. And if you can't find it anyplace, message me or email me, and I will send you one if you need it. Okay. Well, it's just about 10 after 6, so let's get started. Let's get started making a very simple cover. I don't need this, and I don't need this right now. What I want is my trimmer, and I have 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. Now this is just cardstock that I got for what, $5.80, 88 cents at Walmart. In fact, I bought it today. Now this is 12 by 12, so I'm going to trim it down. And most of us that are hosting are going to make our journals with a, let me grab a piece here. Let me reach. Of course it's up high. An 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. So that's going to be, let me get this out of the way, the size of our journal pages. Now, if you've never made a journal cover before, you know that you want just about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch along the border, and you want to leave enough of a spine in there. Now, we are only doing 8 pages. 8 pages, because 8 pages will give you 32, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And so each sheet will give you 4 pages, and 4 times 8 is 32. So that will be a simple summer journal. So I chose 12 by 12 paper, but I'm also going to do one that's 8.5 by 11 to show you that if you don't find, or if you don't have 12 by 12 paper on hand, you can trim your copy paper down just a bit, and I'll do both here to show you what I mean. So I want to cut this to 11 inches, but actually I want it 11, and I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch on my border, so I want it 11 1/4. No, yeah, 11 1/4. And actually, yeah. I think I'll make it 11 and a half because we got this spine. I'm going to make it 11 and a half. 11 and a half by 8 and a half. Now this is for the cover. This isn't for the pages. This is for the cover. And we want 8 and a half. 8 and a half will be how tall it is. And let me tell you how simple this is. How simple this is going to be, because all I'm going to do is take this and I am not binding it. That's Shelly's step. Shelly will be binding it. All we're going to do, and I got this wonderful scoreboard from Rhonda. Let's see where you all are. Let us know if you have any questions. If I miss a question, the mods are here and the other hosts in the other steps are in here, most of them, and they'll answer any questions you have if I miss something. But all I'm doing is folding this in half. There's my cover. Now, let's test that out. Let's test that out with a piece of my paper. Well, let's do 8 of them here just to make sure. And I'm just going to put them, this won't be how they're bound, because when you bound, I'm going to let Shelly show you how to bind them. I'm just going to count out 8 just to measure the spine. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got an extra page. So, like I said, simple summer journal, and I like my pages distressed and yummy. So it'll fit right in there. Now remember, I left 1/4 of an inch on each side here. I made this 11 and a half inches, and it's coming right to the edge here. But I do not have them put into signatures. And if you don't know, most of you do know, a page like this is called a folio, 1 page. If you put more than 1 page together, say you put 4 together, I'm going to put 2, you have what's called a signature. And we'll leave the rest for Shelly to enlighten you on. But there is my simple summer journal. Now, let's just say that these are my pages, and I'm going to fold these in half. These are just a sample here. And it's coming, I made this 11 and a half, and I'm fitting this in here. Well, I do have a teeny bit on each side, but by the time I get, what, 4 more pages in there, 5 more pages in there, it's going to fill up this, and it's going to meet the border here. So when you get ready to do your signatures, you can cut this down just a teeny bit, maybe even like 1/4 of an inch to make it fit in there. And that's basic journal making. This is a simple summer journal. So is that all you're going to do to your cover, Meri? No, I'm going to do more. What happened to my pretty summer card? Well, we'll use this one as an example. You can put anything you want on the cover. This happens to be a card that I pulled out of and it's a happy birthday card, but isn't that pretty? Like, I could tear this in half, and in fact I might. Oh, but I like this side too. I like both sides. But I can cut, well, rather than tear it, or I could do this one. I mean, I have 100 different choices here. Let's see. I have this one, but I don't have the one I pulled. I'll have to find it. So I'll go with that one because I got it out in handy. Wait till I get things out of my lap here and get my trimmer back. Penelope's on the floor. I'm reaching for my trimmer. Hold a minute. My trimmer. And I'm going to cut this card. I'm not going to tear it because I want it kind of nice. What time do I have here? I don't want to... I want to start winding this down about 6:30. And we'll just chat at the end. If there's any questions you guys have, we can answer those. Now I could write my name in there. I could put 2020. I could put the word summer. I might find something off of what, instead of happy birthday, I might find something on the card. All I'm doing is the cover. A simple summer journal. Easy stuff. This isn't meant to be anything really difficult. I'm using double-sided tape. And yeah, I'm going to tape down that pretty side too. Yeah. Let me get a good piece here. I keep this in my drawer, and sometimes it gets wound up on other stuff as I put other stuff in my drawer here. And all I'm doing is, I like to tape all 4 edges here, and now that I've found double-sided tape at the Dollar Tree, I'm a happy camper. I use it more liberally than just, you don't have to use this much of it, but I found double-sided tape at the Dollar Tree, and I am a happy camper. And I will say, nothing I do is acid-free, so if you're worried about acid-free, you might want to be a little bit more selective. I'm reaching for my palette knife. And I have found double-sided tape is sometimes the bane of my existence. But watching Mr. Tim Holtz, I have found if I take my palette knife, now he uses his little picker tool. He has that little pointed picker tool to get this double-sided tape off, but I like my palette knife because it's so nice and thin. And I can just reach right in there and pull that release paper up. And that is so helpful. And so let me do that. Now in my case, I'm not worried about front or back, but we'll say, well, I think I'm going to make this. Should I make that the front? Because I'm going to put this card on there. Yeah, we'll make that the front. And all I'm going to do in this simple summer journal, I'm going to leave just a little bit wider margin on my left side because I know I'm going to be putting signatures in. You don't want to leave a whole lot, but a little bit wider. And I'm just going to kind of put it down as straight as I can in the center. Yeah. Now you can round the corners if you want. I'm not going to right away. I might round my corners when I get to binding it. But you can round the corners. Now what about the inside? Well, what are you going to do on the inside? You could do several things. You could paint it. But remember, if you paint it, it's wet. Or you could, what I thought I would do is take another card here. Let's choose another card. And I also have, let me pull this. I also have this paper that I like pretty well. Let me grab it. I got this kind of a ledger paper. I think I got this at Joann's several months ago. And you could put that in there, just tape it in there, and then take a card and let me find one that will. Oh, I like this one. This is patriotic. I'm going to do another cover probably when I work with Shelley, and Shelley's that has those patriotic balloons. that I was showing you when I first came in. And I think I had a craft lunch, so let's find another card to put in here. I want the one that kind of goes with this pretty garden gate. Or you could do an envelope in there too. That would go nice. I kind of like that. All right, so let's kind of, and I do a lot of guesswork here. I know that I cut that 11 1/4, but I'll measure for you guys. Let's measure. And I got just a little crooked here. I don't know how that happened. I was so careful. There we go. How's everybody doing? Are you? I'd like to know who's making a journal along with us. Just say me if you're making a journal along with us tonight. I mean, what can be easier than folding a piece of paper in half? What can be easier? Well, obviously, it's not all that easy for Meri because she's fold challenged. Here, maybe it's the paper because I used that scoreboard to fold that. There we go. So my paper is 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4, and I know this is 8 1/2. So let's trim again. Shall I do 2 5 3/4? I think I will. Get my paint out of the way. I mean, this is nothing difficult. I'm going to cover both sides here. 5 3/4 and I'm going to cover them separately. And 5 3/4. And in fact, I think I'm going to switch it this way to cover this one. Just because I got a fold there. Hi, Aunt Beck. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Cheryl. Jersey says she's doing one. Mary Lou is doing a journal tonight. Nina is. Deborah Brown is. Becky. Lori. Now, it's okay to sit and watch, too. I just wondered who was journaling with us tonight. Who was making the art journal? But sometimes I understand if you want to sit and watch and you can get ideas or you might pick up something that you can apply later. Who knows? Now, I really do think my step is ultra simple though. Ultra simple. And since I'm going to trim this just a teeny bit more because I'm going to put in a signature or the pages, and that'll take up some room. And we want it at 8 1/2. Right there. And let's trim this. I'm just going to trim off just a teeny bit, so it'll fit on the page. And that was a teeny bit. Let's stick it in my, maybe a teeny bit more. Not a whole lot. All right. Just a teensy bit. And I'm kind of excited to see what you guys make. If you put them in one of the groups that you're in. Bibbsville Friends, Aunt Beck's group, Lisa's group, Tanya's. We all see them in there. Let's see, 8 1/2. I don't need to make this 8 1/2 because I'm going to use an envelope. So I'm going to make it about 6. I'm going to have a short piece here, just so I can save that for yummy stuff. And that. And this one, I think I'll leave at 8.5. Now I'll trim it just a teensy beensy bit, just so that it will not stick out the bottom. And I'll probably ink or paint around the edges. Alrighty. So I'm going to put this over here, and I'm just going to put it on again with my double-sided tape. And this is a project paper that I got at Joann's. It's kind of a slick coated paper, but I like it because it's all text. And they call it project paper. I think it's kind of hard to do art journaling on, paint on, and that. But it's nice to use on tags, and if you're using it on an art journal itself, it would work. But to actually journal on, because the paper is kind of a slick coated paper, your ink smears, and you might like it smeared. All right, I'm just going to kind of put that like that. And we're going to put it in here, just right in here. And I'm going to kind of leave a little gap on the, in the inner gutter. That's the gutter. Get your paper out of the gutter, Meri. Now I will say Aunt Beck, if you watch Aunt Beck, she's in here, Becky, Aunt Beck's Creations. When she makes her cards, and I've done this several times, I didn't do it here tonight, but when she's pulling back her tape, she'll bend that release paper and let it fold out like that on all 4 sides. And that helps her as she's placing the paper down to get it placed nice. And I didn't do all 4 sides, I just did 2 sides here. But if you want to get it placed nice, which I always have a hard time placing it nice when I'm live, because I'm live and I can't get my head right over it. So I'm going to pull this out, then you just pull these 2 out. Now I'm going to have to trim this because I didn't check it because I didn't want to put my head right in front of you. So I'm just going to kind of trim this off a little. Usually if I were doing this by myself, I'd get my nose right over it so I could see. So I could see where it's off. But it's not too bad. I just want it to be kind of even. And you could do a lot of different things. You could put washi tape on this. You could write 2020. I think I might try to find a greeting card to put on here. A saying. I'd like to find something that says summertime. So there's this. Now I want to put my envelope in here. And my envelope's going to be kind of large. So. And I've got a pretty there. Do I want to put my envelope this way maybe? But I didn't do that. Well, I did save this though. I did save it. I could put that back on there and put my envelope this way. And then you could open up and put things in there. But I'm not going to do that because that isn't how I planned it. I think what I'm going to do is put my envelope here. And should I fold it? I'm going to fold it. No, I'm going to fold it. That's the pretty side. Well, I'm going to cut it. I hate to cut the pretty side. If I cut it there, I'll lose my flap, but that's okay. If I cut it here, I'll still have a part of the flap. Meri's thinking. If I put it that way, I'll have a pretty, sort of a pretty flap, but I'll lose my pretty there. So this is what you do when you're art journaling. All right, I'm gonna cut this at, what did I say that was? 5 5/8. We're gonna make it 5 5/8. It may not be exact, but I always compensate somehow. That's 5 and a. Let's cut it here. If I need to cut it down some more, I will. Is that where I wanted to cut it? Yeah. 5 5/8. That's 3/4. That's a half and 5/8. That's pretty good. And then I could leave this, or I can tape that, and I think I will tape it. I think I will tape it. I want an envelope. All right, let's see what time it is. It is 6:36. So I'm going, you can see what I'm doing with my inside. I don't want to be at this all night because I have to measure everything. But you can see I made a simple summer journal cover here. Simple summer journal. All I did was take a piece of 12 by 12 paper, cut it down to 11 and I think 1/4, 11 and a half, up around there, so that when you fold it over, you'll have enough room in here for your signatures. And then for my inside cover, I'm just showing you this as an example. I'm covering mine with project paper and an envelope. But you could do anything. You could paint it. I also wanted to show you, before we leave, I'm going to show you, I wanted to do a Rice Krispie box one. So I'm going to hurry here. Yeah, am I going to hurry? No, I'm not going to hurry. I'll just leave it like this. We could cut down a Rice Krispie. I want to do this nice when I do it, because I want a snap, crackle, and pop Rice Krispie summer journal to work in. And I think this will be some fun to do. Now the back will be Mandalorian, Star Wars, and Pixar, and National Geographic, Disney movies. So, simple summer journal. The next person to come up will be Shelley. And if you go to my description box and go down, and can I copy that? I can go to it, and I can grab her link here. Share. Copy link. And live chat. The next person to come up will be Shelley, and she'll come up at 6:45. So it's 6:38 here. There you go. There's the link to Crafty Mamas. And I'm sure she's out there getting ready now. But I kind of want to know, does anybody have any questions on the cover? Those, especially those of you that are working along with us. I mean, how simple can it get? Fold a piece of paper in half. And I'm not binding it because I don't want to mess up what Shelley might be doing. I mean, I'm going to bind it with when I watch Shelley, but I'm not going to bind it here. Nana will say hi. Oh, Susan says, Nana, I'll say hi. Sharon says, thanks, Mary. Gloria says, thanks. Susan Hill, hi, Susan. Thank you, Jersey. Thank you to everybody who's coming in. Oh, my goodness, there's 87 of you. I didn't expect, I told SharonMarlow, I said, I don't get a lot of people in my streams. Look, there's 87 of you. Sharon says, there'll be people coming, Mary. Hi, Holly. Lizzie says, I'm easily confused at this stage of my life. I am too, Lizzie. And you know, that's sometimes why all of these videos that we're doing, they'll all be processed as regular videos, and we right now we just have links to the channels in our description box. We'll be changing that out to the actual videos, the actual streams after the hop is over with. So if you're watching now and just say you want to go back and see how paintgirlee made her clusters, you can just, after the hop is over and we have all the links after all the videos are processed, you can just go back in and follow the hop that way if you want. I'm kind of looking at chat here to see if I missed anything. Jersey says, Lizzie, I've never made a tassel. So you're going to do it tonight, Jersey. Sharon says, hi, Lisa. Nice haul you found today. Lisa, I saw you were out there, and my afternoon has been so busy. I had an unexpected errand to run this afternoon that did not make me happy because I had plans. But, oh well, we stopped and got a Godfather pizza. That helped. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon put in step 2 link for signatures, binding, closures at Crafty Mamas. If you all want to kind of go over there, she's going to be coming live in about 4 minutes. So I'm just kind of just waiting here before I close out my live, but I'm sure Shelly is she live yet? Does anybody know, is she live yet? I can check it and see. I can check it and see. Videos. Nope, she's not live yet. Anytime you want to go live, Shelly, that's if you're in here, that's fine with me. I'll keep talking until she comes on. You're welcome, Ruth. Thank you, everybody. Oh, there's Barb Owen. Hi, Barb. Welcome. I missed you today because I had to run that stupid unexpected errand today. But I kind of missed you. I peeked in on a couple things because I was waiting on somebody, and I got tired of waiting. Hi, Miss Mary Berry. Crafty, Shelly says, give me a minute, Mary. She's trying to connect. So she'll be coming on. I'll keep peeking here. I'll keep peeking. Cass is there. Kathy Lake is over there. Don Boss is there. Sharon's there. Saying hello to everybody. Welcoming everybody. I got breaking news. No. Mina went over there. She's got a couple minutes yet. We'll just wait till she comes on, gets in here. You know how the internet is. You all know how the internet is. Oh, there she is. She's live now. All right. I'm going to end my stream. You all hop on over to Shelly. Bye, everybody. Have a great hop.